Hey everyone, thanks for attending my talk today for Rocket City Weatherfest 2021. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the deaf and hard of hearing outreach that we do within the Weather Service. So I'll start with kind of a timeline. So back in 2012, we decided throughout the greater Tennessee Valley to start doing this deaf and hard hearing outreach. And we got fantastic feedback that the community really wanted and needed this kind of outreach. So in 2013, we decided to develop a DAHOT group, Deaf and Hard of Hearing Outreach Team, and we got other people from different offices across the country to also dive into this new outreach initiative and reach farther into our communities and help those deaf and hard of hearing individuals. By 2015, we wanted to go on even a bigger scale. And so what we did is we helped the Weather Service celebrate Deaf Awareness Week, which is the last week in September every year. But we made these graphics not only educational and informational for Deaf Awareness Week, but to have weather safety information that you can utilize year round. And working with our community, we realized a little bit more about weather radios. We had no idea there were these additional attachments. One of these attachments are a red strobe light that hook right into the back of your weather radio. And so when this, instead of hearing the loud tone alert that you usually do, it'll activate the strobe light. They also come in a white strobe light and a pillow shaker as well in order to alert you, to let you know that there's a hazard that you need to pay attention to and seek additional information about. And realizing that how important these are, we also made a video on how to program your weather radio properly, and then also the different attachments that are available as well. And this video anyone could use because we have American Sign Language, closed captioning, and spoken English as well. And one thing that we really dived into is spotter classes. And spotter classes are offered by all offices, but we really wanted to make this fully accessible for the deaf and hard hearing to be able to attend, and also gear it a little bit towards them and their needs. So during a typical class, you have your CART services, which is someone that's just transcribing everything that I say in real time. You have your sign language interpreter. You have your presenter, that's me, and then your presentation. But we also try to host it in a deaf-friendly venue or a location that people would be familiar with. And our partners are absolutely necessary and are amazing. We couldn't do this without them. They help us get access to interpreters and CART services and their venues, all at no cost for us. And then the handouts, whether they're paper handouts or specialty item handouts, and then the media partners as well. They really help us really get our word out that these classes are available. So specialized handouts include the weather radio and strobe light. Sometimes our partners are able to get a hold of grant money, so when people come to our class, they get educated on severe weather safety and preparedness, and then they also can walk away, thanks to our partners, a life-saving device. I make targeted advertisements, like little posters, if you will. And so we put them out on social media, but we also give them to our partners so they can put them out through their email lists to make sure those that need to know about these events do. And again, with local and national media, I've been on local TV stations here, and then I've also been on the Weather Channel just to try to let people know that these classes exist and hopefully have them attend. For example, something that we try to gear a little bit different is emergency kits. We really try to hone in that your emergency kit needs to be personalized to you and your needs. So everyone has the basics, but we try to also hone in on like pen and paper for communication purposes, a cell phone with an additional charger, which everyone should have, but a whistle to help communicate and ask for help if needed, hearing aids with extra batteries, and even some contact information for interpreting services for after a disaster, what's the best way for them to get interpreting services to help them. So your first responders may not know, so to have all that information, be able to communicate with them, that'd be fantastic to have in their emergency kit. And lightning safety. You don't think about it, but when we were doing our classes, we realized that the Weather Service slogan, when thunder roars, go indoors, wasn't suitable for this group. It's audible reliant, and you don't think about it until you say it, and then you're like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. So we asked our community, we're like, what can we do to help you with lightning safety? And they said, change it. So we love the slogan and logo that we already have, so we wanted to supplement it and maybe make it better. So we did a couple rough versions of some sayings and some slogans and logos, and then we tried them out in our different spotter classes across the country to see what stuck. And so by working with the group that's going to use them is the only and the best way to really design a new product. I also found a local graphic design artist here in the Tennessee Valley to really also help us artistically, since that is not our forte. And so we came out with see a flash, dash, and side. And so we have an individual running away from a tree towards a home with thunder and lightning. And we were able to also work with getting a public service announcement officially rolled out by NOAA and Weather Service in June 2016. So all these new lightning safety materials are available as a supplement, not a replacement, but as a supplement to thunder roars, go indoors. And so just expanding the lightning safety horizons. And by 2018, we wanted to do more. We don't want to change things, but we want to, again, provide additional services. So what we did is we had weather safety and current public service announcements that were available with interpreters and spoken English and closed captions, and available no matter what part of the country you're in, you're able to use it. So we wanted it to not just be Alabama focused or North Carolina focused. We wanted everyone to be able to use them, and all year round. So that's what we did, and we needed a place to put all of these videos and educational materials. So we worked with the Weather Service, and the Weather Ready Nation website has a bunch of amazing educational and safety information and preparedness graphics and information. So we got a spot there, so you can find all of our videos and educational materials on that website for anyone to access, again, any time of the year. So moving on to 2019, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into this community. And so I partnered with the University of Alabama, and Dr. Darren Griffin was doing research on how the deaf community utilizes weather radios and their attachments, which was perfect because we were already working with the community with the spotter classes and informing them about the weather radio attachments. So why not have a better project than that, where with grant money, he's able to provide everyone who attended that day with a strobe light and attachment and a weather radio. And part of the group got the white ones, the white strobe lights. The other half of the group got the red, and some other individuals got the pillow shakers. And so doing research on that, we can really find out what they prefer, how often they use it, how educated they are on using it, which they should be after attending our class. But it's a fantastic opportunity to, again, just dive a little bit more into the research side of it. And then we also worked on doing hurricane awareness public service announcements and some winter weather ones as well. So that brings us to 2020, and it was a fantastic opportunity that I had to meet with retired Admiral Tim Gallaudet, whose great-grandfather times 3 founded Gallaudet University. And together we toured and built partnerships with that university on deaf outreach, deaf education, and what we were doing out here and in our fields, and how can we partner with them to expand this and make it even better. And this was early 2020, January. And so from that, I got inspired to make a one-stop shop for the Weather Service and NOAA folks to have a place to go to ask questions, to get materials, to get ideas, to get presentations, to read abstracts, look at conference presentations, to learn about more what we do and how they themselves can do it at their office. So I developed just a Google site that's available for NOAA and Weather Service employees, and we could look forward to continuing to build a relationship with Gallaudet University throughout the coming years. And are, like I said, I was super excited for this opportunity. And really what's next is I want to continue to build partnerships, not only here across the country, and have offices build additional partnerships with their local deaf community partners. And then also those deaf partners that are Weather Ready Nation ambassadors, get back with them, build our relationships even further. How can they help expand our mission of saving life and property? And I want to enhance the Weather Ready Nation deaf and hard of hearing website that we have, make it even better, make it more educational, put more information in there. And also working with Midland Weather Radio as a subject matter expert on their attachments. And also just I want to be able to, since we can't meet in person right now, I want to be able to host a more virtual weather workshops and spotter classes. And plus that will also help those that may not, have the means to attend or the time to attend a spotter class in person. I think virtual will be able to get a bigger audience and will provide more opportunities with partners down the line and just build that better bridge with our community. So those are just a couple of things that I look forward to for what's coming up, but it's also a little bit of a history of how we got to where we are today. And so again, thank you for attending my presentation today to learn a little bit more about how the Weather Service is working with the deaf and hard of hearing community.